I am laying my hand upon you now, and with this touch, I am not only unlocking what was locked, but also awakening what was dormant within you. I am activating gifts that fear silenced, reviving dreams that pain buried, and reigniting flames that tears tried to extinguish. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel it. There is a warmth spreading through your spirit right now. That is not emotion. That is my presence. I do not speak through confusion or chaos. When I touch, you know it. Your body might not feel different, but your spirit just shifted. Something that was locked for years just clicked open in the heavenly realm. My touch is like fire that burns away chains, and like balm that heals old wounds. You are not here by chance. I myself traced the path of your steps to this very moment. While others were lost in the noise of life, you were drawn into this encounter. And know this, when I touch, nothing remains the same. What people declared lost, I restore. What time tried to erase, I rewrite. What the enemy thought he destroyed, I rebuild twice as strong. Today is not just another day. Today is the day my hand is extended over you, not to accuse you, but to lift you up. And when I lift someone, no force can bring them down. So receive this touch now, a touch that frees, heals, multiplies, and opens the path that was closed. And do not keep this to yourself. Share this word because just as my hand is upon you, I want it to reach others through your obedience. Before we continue, pause right now and type amen in the comments. Let your faith declare what heaven is already releasing. And if this message has already stirred something inside you, click that like button. Not for me, but as your agreement with what God is doing right now. Listen carefully. I am the God who is never late, who is never mistaken, who never fails. Your tears were recorded before me. Your groans did not go unnoticed. Many thought you were alone. Many believed the silence meant abandonment, but the silence was strategy. Because while you thought nothing was happening, I had already released the command. I had already set in motion what will change the direction of your story. And in the middle of that command, I raised my warrior prince, the Archangel Michael. He is like the sword that cuts through the impossible, like a wall that rises against the enemy. Michael has already gone out in your defense. Just as he rose in heaven to fight the dragon, so he now fights against everything that tried to stop your victory. Nothing can stop the march of my angels, because they carry not only strength, but the authority of my word. Think of walking on a road filled with stones, holes, and thorns. Every step hurts. Your body grows tired, and it feels like you will never reach the destination. But suddenly, someone goes ahead of you, clearing the path, removing obstacles, making the road straight. That is what Michael does when I send him. He prepares the ground so you do not stumble, so you do not give up, so you can see with your own eyes the victory I have already designed for you. You have cried out for an answer, and may have thought it would never come. But I tell you now, it has already been released. The decree has already left my mouth, and when I speak, no one can revoke it. Michael and the heavenly hosts carry in their hands what I promised you. There is an invisible movement happening right now that is undoing what the enemy planned against you. The war in the unseen is real, but greater is my power working in your favor. When Daniel prayed, he did not know that principalities were resisting along the way. He was unaware of the battle unfolding in the heavens, but I knew, I saw the resistance, and that is why I sent Michael to ensure the answer arrived. In the same way, you do not see with natural eyes what is being broken right now in the spiritual realm. But I see it, and I declare this. The resistance will not prevail. Michael is already breaking through the barriers that delayed your miracle. My son, my daughter, stop measuring my faithfulness by human clocks. Stop calculating my promise by circumstances. I am not limited to what you see because I see beyond the horizon. What looks like delay today will be testimony tomorrow. What hurts now will become the scar of victory. For I am the God who turns tears into harvest, deserts into gardens, and ruins into temples. With every prayer you prayed, a seed was planted. You may have looked at dry ground and wondered if anything would grow, but I sent Michael to water that seed with water from heaven, and what seemed impossible is now beginning to bloom. You may not yet see it with physical eyes, but your spirit already feels it. Something new is rising. Do not be afraid. This is the word echoing from my heart to yours right now. Do not fear reports. Do not fear opposing voices. Do not fear winds of fear. If you believe Michael is fighting for you right now, share this video with someone who needs breakthrough. Your one click could be the prophetic word that changes their spiritual battle. Do not skip this. Obedience releases miracles. Michael is already ahead of you. The angels are already marching. The answer has already been released. I did not only hear your prayer, I have risen to act. You cannot imagine the force surrounding you now. If you could see it, you would fall to your knees at the sight of the army I placed around you. They are like walls of fire, like torches burning in the night, lighting the way and driving away every shadow of oppression. I care for you. I guard your steps. I have commanded that no evil have authority over you. Your story does not end in pain. Your journey does not end in the valley. The chapter I am writing now is one of triumph, victory, and open doors. Michael does not come only to fight, but also to announce. The season of waiting is over. The promise is arriving. This is the beginning of the great turning point I prepared for your life. I remember when I touched a single mother drowning in debt. She had lost hope, lost her faith. But when my word reached her spirit, she typed amen with trembling fingers, and I moved. Within 30 days, I dismissed an old lawsuit. Within 60 days, I opened a door she never knocked on. Within 90 days, I canceled $40,000 of debt through supernatural means. Do not look back with regret. Do not look at the present with fear. Look ahead with faith. For I, the Lord, have already marked the path, and Michael has already opened the doors. I know the human heart often trembles at the news it receives. Fear slips in quietly, trying to steal peace, sleep, and even faith. But I tell you now, do not be afraid. The Archangel Michael has already received the order to fight on your behalf. He is not sent on small missions. When the spiritual battle is intense and the answer must be secured, he is the one who rises. Michael is already in motion, cutting the enemy's cords, tearing down invisible strongholds, and opening the way that once seemed closed to you. My voice today is like the sound of many waters, refreshing your weary soul, because you prayed and wondered, did God hear me? Will the answer come? I tell you this, before you even finished forming the question, I had already inclined my ear. Before the word reached your lips, I already knew the intention of your heart. Delay does not mean forgetfulness, and resistance does not mean defeat. Many times, the answer travels through spiritual paths where there is opposition. It was so with Daniel, it was so with many who sought me sincerely, and it is so with you now. Picture a battlefield with me. Opposing forces raise their banners in pride, believing they can stop what I have already decreed. They line up like armed armies, creating strategies, setting traps, raising walls of darkness. But on the other side, Michael appears. His presence is like fire. His flaming sword cuts through the air, and every strike dismantles evil decrees. No resistance can stand against the authority I have given him. This, exactly this, is what is happening right now because of you. How many times have you walked through life feeling as though you were on a narrow street, surrounded by high walls that kept you from seeing the horizon? The enemy tried to convince you that you were trapped with no way out. But when Michael arrives, he climbs the walls, tears down bricks, opens cracks of light, until suddenly what looked like a prison reveals itself as a passage. You will see with your own eyes the walls collapsing, and what was once a corridor of fear becoming an avenue of victory. Understand this. I am not a distant God who watches the suffering of my children from afar. I step in, I come down. I command heaven to move toward you. When you feel you have no strength left, it is I who send help. When you think there is no solution, it is I who open the sea before you. Angels are my messengers, my invisible swords, sent to ensure that the promise is not lost along the way. I saw a man who lost everything. His business collapsed. His reputation was destroyed. He stood at the edge, one click away from ending his life. When I brought him to this word, and I moved through him, I gave him the courage to obey, to share, to declare, and within 1 year, I did not only restore what was taken, I made him a lender to those who once refused to help him. The angels do not move randomly. They move with precision, with direction, with the certainty of those who know the end before the beginning. What looks like chaos to you is strategy to them. What seems like silence is preparation. You were not forgotten. You were not left behind. You were not abandoned. On the contrary, you were chosen. You are the object of my love, heir of my promise, a precious child, guarded by my hand. Michael fights for you, not because of your merit, but because I decided to love you unconditionally. Now understand something deeper. The miracles I have prepared for your life will not only arrive at the right time, they will come in ways you never imagined. The blessings that are approaching will be so unexpected that you will remember every day that only I, the Lord, could have done this. Imagine walking through a desert, exhausted, feeling you have no strength left. Then suddenly, an oasis appears. Fresh water springs up, palm trees offer shade, and life is reborn where there was only dryness. That is how the blessing I will send will be. Unexpected, arriving at the moment you think you can no longer endure. Do you remember Peter when he cast his nets into the sea? He had fished all night and caught nothing. But when I said, "Cast the net on the other side," the boat filled with so many fish that it nearly sank. It was a miracle he no longer expected. So it will be with you, where you already tried and failed. I will send a miracle that fills your life with abundance. I am the one who multiplies the little, who turns 5 loaves and 2 fish into food for thousands. The unexpected will become routine in your life, and you will see my hands working in details you never thought mattered. Miracles will not come only in great things. They will also come in small gestures, in details only you will notice. This is so you know that I care for you in every detail. I am the God of great works, but I am also the God of small surprises that warm the heart. You asked for answers, and I have already released them. But beyond that, I prepared surprises you never even dared to ask for. Because I am a father, and a father always desires to give more than the child expects. I will not only meet your needs, but also the hidden desires of your heart. Those dreams you kept in silence, thinking they were too small or even impossible. I know them, and Michael is already bringing the key that will open the doors for those dreams to become reality. Some of you have been battling with a financial crisis that has stolen your peace. You wake up at night with your chest tight, thinking about debts, bills, commitments you cannot meet. You have worked, you have sacrificed, you have tried, but it seems like the more you struggle, the deeper you sink. And I know that in secret you have questioned whether I see, whether I care. Stay with me, because what I am about to reveal next is the financial breakthrough that carries your name. I have not forgotten you. Your name is engraved on my hands. Every cry you cried in secret was heard in the courts of heaven. Every tear you shed in the darkness was collected in my bottle. And now I am rising as your defender, your provider, your vindicator. There is a financial miracle prepared with your name written on it. It is not generic. It is not mass-produced. It is specific to you. I know the exact amount you need. I know the deadline you are facing. I know the humiliation you have endured because of lack. And I tell you now, the season of lack is ending. The cycle of insufficiency is being broken. What has been held back is now being released. Listen to this carefully. There is a divine transaction happening in the unseen. Resources that were blocked are being unblocked. Doors that were shut are being opened. Names that were forgotten are being remembered. And your name is among them. I am moving financial pieces on the board of your life like a master strategist. What people said was impossible, I am making possible. What seemed too late, I am redeeming. What was stolen, I am restoring with interest. You are not going to just survive. You are going to thrive. You are not going to just pay off debts. You are going to have surplus. You are not going to just get by. You are going to become a channel of blessing. But hear me clearly. This is not about prosperity gospel. This is about divine justice. This is about me honoring those who have honored me in the midst of lack. This is about me proving that I am the God who provides, who multiplies, who opens windows of heaven. There have been invisible principalities assigned to your finances, blocking transactions, delaying payments, causing confusion in systems, turning hearts against you. But I have sent my warrior angels to break those assignments. Remember, Michael is still clearing the way ahead. Nothing can stop what I have already set in motion. Right now, in this very moment, spiritual chains around your finances are snapping. Demonic assignments are being canceled. Curses spoken over your money are being reversed. And what the enemy meant for evil, I am turning for good. The spiritual world does not respond only to need. It responds to faith, to posture, to obedience, to surrender. And right now, as you listen to my voice, something has already started to move, because I am unlocking accounts. I am clearing personal records. I am erasing debts you did not even know were still tying you down. I am breaking curses that have been following you, like a shadow trying to dim your light. I have seen the times you gave when you had nothing to give. I have seen the times you tithed, even when it made no logical sense. I have seen the times you sowed with tears, believing I would bring a harvest, and I tell you, none of that was in vain. Every seed you planted in faith is about to produce a crop. Every act of obedience is about to yield a return. Every sacrifice you made is about to be rewarded publicly. And I was never distant. I was never unconcerned. I was positioning. I was preparing. I was waiting for the perfect moment to move. And that moment is now. Even when you thought everything was lost, I saw a future. And now, in this time, I have chosen to restore your financial honor in front of others. You will witness the supernatural entering your door in the simplest ways. An unexpected phone call, an old offer brought back, a forgotten account suddenly remembered. It could be a creditor calling to say there is a mistake in your favor. It could be an old friend suddenly remembering they owe you. It could be a company you forgot you applied to, now offering double the salary. It could be an inheritance you never knew existed. It could be a legal settlement that comes through. It could be a business opportunity that falls into your lap. The how does not matter. The when is now. The who is you. A name that nobody remembered will now be remembered. Because I am the Lord who honors names. I am the God who writes stories with details. And every detail of your walk has my fingerprints on it. Every step you took in faith, even tired, I noted. Every coin you sowed, even in times of lack, I received as a holy seed. Now it is time for harvest, the financial miracle, with your name on it, was written in divine ink. I watched a woman sow her last $20 after hearing my word, even though her electricity was about to be cut off. And I moved. 3 days later, I sent a check from a forgotten tax refund, $7,000. That is what happens when heaven moves on your behalf. And neither time, nor envy, nor cursed words, nor human injustice has the power to erase what I have decreed. What is yours, no one can steal. What I have prepared, no one can undo. Divine justice is manifesting. The clouds of scarcity are dissipating. Heaven is opening over your life like never before. And I am making you walk in newness of life, in a new season, in a new cycle. But hear what I am telling you. When the blessing arrives, do not forget where it came from. When the money is deposited, when the deal closes, when the resources are released, do not lose yourself. Do not take your eyes off me, because the enemy does not just want to steal your prosperity. He wants to steal your gratitude. But your gratitude is what keeps heaven open. It is what activates a continuous cycle of provision. It is what keeps your name tied to my promise. So be faithful, honor the little, and I will set you over much. Manage with reverence, share with wisdom, build altars with what I give you. Help those walking through the desert you once walked. Be a channel of blessing, not a stagnant cistern. Because the more you let it flow, the more I will multiply. This is the math of the kingdom. Whoever sows generously reaps abundantly, and you are called to overflow. Right now, as an act of faith, do these 3 things. First, like this video, seal your agreement with what I am releasing. Second, comment below. I received the financial miracle with my name on it. Third, share with one person who has been praying for provision. Do not treat this lightly. When you move in obedience, heaven moves in response. Your action right now could be the key that unlocks what has been waiting. I see your heart. I see that you are not waiting for this miracle just for yourself. It is for your children. It is for your home. It is to give dignity to those you love. It is to honor those who helped you. And that is why I trust this release to you. Because I know your heart has been shaped in the fire. Because I have seen your faithfulness even when everything seemed to fall apart. Because I know you are not chasing vanity, but redemption. Not applause, but comfort. Not luxury, but sustenance. So prepare your spirit, because what is coming will require emotional, spiritual, and practical structure. You will need to handle larger amounts. You will need to take bold steps. You will need to manage with wisdom, and I am equipping you even now. I am training you in the unseen. I am preparing you not just to receive, but to sustain the miracle. Because what is arriving now will not be temporary. It will be continuous. It will be building. It will be legacy. There is an angel assigned to act on your behalf. He is already moving, touching systems, names, files, decisions. He will bring to light forgotten amounts, unlock what was held back, and move the hearts of people who owed you and never came back. Because the miracle will not come only through spiritual means, but also through natural ones. What is supernatural will manifest in your daily reality. What was promised in the Spirit will show up as contracts, transfers, gifts, offers, proposals. Because I do not just unlock what is yours, I also prepare you to receive it. I give you wisdom to manage it, discernment to recognize traps, and peace so you can sleep soundly, even when the winds blow. Do you remember when you thought about giving up? That night, when everything seemed to fall apart around you, and no one had any idea of the battle you were fighting inside. I was there. I saw it. I saw when you looked up with tears in your eyes, not even knowing what to ask because the exhaustion had already stolen your words. And even without saying anything, your soul cried out, and your cry reached me. It was not in vain. Nothing was in vain. Every tear, every prayer, every act of faithfulness in the midst of lack was counted. You did not live those hard years for nothing. What the enemy thought would be your ruin was the fertile ground where I planted your harvest. Now the time is different. The season has changed. The cycle has been broken. I am releasing what has always been yours, but was being held back for spiritual reasons. And even if the enemy tries to resist, he can no longer stop it, because the order has already been given. The blessing already has a destination, and it carries your name. Your spiritual identity has been claimed by me. The accusations that were against you have been canceled. The debts that were suffocating you have been annulled before my altar. What man could not resolve, I have resolved in the unseen, and now you will see the fruit in the visible. Your documents will be unlocked, your records cleared, your reputation restored. Even banks that once denied you credit will have to offer you what they once refused. And you will know this is not the work of a manager, a system, or luck. It is the answer to prayer. It is the fulfillment of covenant. It is a miracle reserved for the right time, and that time is now. Many will look and not understand. They will ask how. They will question where did it come from. They will try to explain with logic what is the work of the supernatural. But you do not have to prove anything. Your testimony will be your answer. Your smile will be the sign that heaven has moved. Your peace will be the mark of my presence. Because when I bless, it is complete. I do not bring pain. I do not bring confusion. I bring direction. I bring honor. I bring rest. And you need to know, this financial miracle will not come alone. It is just the beginning of a complete turnaround. Other areas that were stagnant will also begin to move. Broken relationships will begin to be restored. Projects forgotten in old drawers will come back to life. Ideas that once seemed impossible will now have resources. Because I do not just release finances, I release meaning, purpose, destiny. The same angel who broke spiritual chains is now breaking financial barriers. Your miracle is in transit, and everything that was prepared against you will be shamed by what I am about to do. The enemy tried to silence your voice, tried to steal your strength, tried to sicken your faith with frustration. But he did not succeed, because even standing wounded, you kept praying. Even in silence, your soul cried out to me, and I heard. I always heard. And now I come as your Father, your provider, your God of promises, to say the time has come. What was blocked now moves. What was impossible now opens. What was held back is now released. But there is something you must do. Do not pull back. Do not doubt. Do not accept living as someone with a rejected name, a forgotten name, a cursed name, because I am giving you a new name in the Spirit called chosen, honored, blessed. Where they wrote failure, I am sealing with victory. Where they called you debtor, I call you provider. Where they tried to label you forgotten, I declare you target of my favor. Your family will be impacted. Your children will see what it means to trust in me. Your home will be a sign that I am the God who honors those who honor me. Even those who mocked your faith will see with their own eyes that I never abandon my own. You will be lifted up in the midst of crisis. You will prosper while others retreat. You will be sustained where many fall. The enemies you see today, you will never see again. What tormented you will be scattered like smoke in the wind. Night is turning into morning, for my angels do not retreat, and my word never returns empty. And all of this will be based on one certainty. Your name is in my hands. Your breakthrough is not coming. It is already here. If this word has awakened something in your spirit, do not leave this moment empty-handed. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because God has more messages for you. And remember, your testimony starts the moment you believe. Type, "I receive this" below. Heaven is watching. Your obedience today becomes your testimony tomorrow. Do not let this moment pass without declaring your faith. Share this video right now with someone who needs to hear that God has not forgotten them. Your one act of obedience could be the catalyst that changes someone's entire life. Do it now. Heaven is moving. Your miracle is already in motion.